Hey. Sorry. I didn't realize it was. Sometimes it takes a minute to turn on. And I'm just like sitting here. So I do stuff. But once again, if it is not Thursday, August 15th, between 3:40-ish and maybe 4:30-ish, because I do not have a lot of time today. Don't leave a comment because I won't see it. Mostly because I don't come back to these lives. Once the live is over, it's done for me. And Facebook makes it weird for me to come back and look at and like reply to comments, especially if the comments are related to something that's in the video, because I do not have the bandwidth to go back and watch whatever it is that I said that you may or may not be responding to in the comments. So yeah, but if you're here now, definitely leave a comment because I'm leaving early today. I should just tell that, huh? Drop your comment now because I'm out early today. And by out early today, I mean more so that, hey, Amy, I mean that I have work to do that I've got to like be 100% focused on, and I can't be like doing the back and forth. I'm not actually like leaving early, but yeah, I am going to be extra busy today. Have you seen the win a date with James Hetfield thing? It's not that, but I think it sounds so much like that's cracking me up. Yeah, a friend of mine sent it to me this morning, and it's literally dinner with James Hetfield for a charitable event. And it's currently sitting at $28,500. And here's the best part. Doesn't include dinner. You have to buy dinner. And you have to go to Colorado to do it. Hey, Red. You saw that on Blabbermouth too? Hey, Vernon. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like, so say you want your family to come with you, right? You, the missus, you got a couple of teenage kids. That's 4 people that you're flying to Colorado and putting up for the night, presumably, right? And then you got to buy dinner. It's got to be someplace nice because, James is not going to have drive-through. He's a healthy guy. And you got to pick up the tab for all the dinners, including James's. It does go to charity, and I get that that's what rich people do, but damn, dude. That's the kind of shit it takes to get rich people to part with their cash. Some rich asshole is out there going, I don't know, what do you want to do? $28,000? Should I don't know, should I get a purse for the missus? Or should we get dinner with James Hetfield? Hey, Kevin. Stuck in rehab another week. Ouch. Well, that's good. Good that you're moving faster than they expected. Healing takes time, brother. You gotta just go with the process. How much do I think James eats? Have I ever seen James eat? I have brought dinner for James. And to the best of my recollection, it was a long time ago. It was when Rob joined the band. So that was like 20 years ago at the Fillmore. And I remember picking up dinners and stuff, and it wasn't anything unusual. He has dinner like everybody else has dinner. Have I seen James current? He never looks happy? You don't think so? Well, I'll be honest. When I saw him in Phoenix, he had COVID. And I only saw him on stage because he had COVID. And after the show, he didn't hang out. I saw everybody else. So I don't know. Why is he still in Colorado? I know, right, Amy? I can say that actually I did have a conversation with James at the Cow Palace about just that. Which one was that? It was It was not the 40th anniversaries. It was the rehearsals for the S&M 2. So what year was that? Do you remember? Was that 2019 or something? They all kind of run together for me. But whenever that San Francisco Chase Center S&M 2 show happened, James and I were talking at the Cow Palace. And I'll be honest, I thought he didn't even remember me. I was going to be like, I was just standing there just like, minding my own business, because in the position I do, it's considered rude to approach the band. So even though I know them, I didn't want to like be that guy. Hi, it's the Bone.
Hi, is this for the good guy? Hello?
Oh, yeah, but you know what? Like, nobody called. It's just you right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know why. Because the cue to call hasn't happened yet. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was me
All
telling
right.
you it's coming up in it was
Okay.
11 minutes at the
to
time.
can't
I was
hear
like,
you
what's
because I'm in
going
the
on?
car.
Why are I'm so confused.
And it's hard to dial, so I want to be responsible because I'm driving. So okay.
Well,
right.
just keep an ear out because the cue to call is coming, and then that's when you can get through to win.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Whew, caught me off guard on that one. But yeah, no, he totally remembered me, and it was very sweet because he came walking over to me and was like, "Hey, long time no see," and I was like, "You remember me?" Which is stupid because why wouldn't he? I've met him like a jillion times. We've hung out. It's weird. But you know how you get that feeling like, oh yeah, I haven't seen him in a few years. He probably doesn't remember me. And then because now he's famous, right? He knows like 1,000 more people. He probably knows 10,000 more people than he did the last time I saw him. But anyway, he was like, yeah, what's going on? How you doing? I was like, dude, Colorado, what the fuck? And he's like, I like it out there. And I'm like, really? Compared to Marin? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I go, but you had a pretty sweet setup in Marin. He's like, I got a sweet setup in Vail. And I'm like, okay. I go, I can't argue with it if you're enjoying it. The family wants to do what the family wants to do. And I forget what else we talked about, but I remember very specifically being like, bro, don't you miss the Bay? And he's like, we got HQ here. It's not like I'm not here all the time. So I mean, he's not wrong, right? I mean, Lars has that place in Montana, right? Kirk has Hawaii. They all come here all the time. Not all the time as much anymore, but they're here they were here a lot. They still have HQ here, so they still do come here, not as frequently, but they can come anytime they want. They're fucking millionaires, Anytime James wants to fucking do something in the Bay, that motherfucker can hop a plane and he has all the things. So if he wants to live like a mountain man in Colorado, then you're going to have to let him. It's probably cheaper to keep the cars out there too. Yeah, Rob's been in the band like 20 years. But when he joined the band, they had these like, I wouldn't call them rehearsal shows, but they were like warm-up dates, right? It was kind of like Rob just joined the band and they did like 4 nights at the Fillmore. That was cool. Hey, John. You bet James likes breakfast burritos? I'll bet you he doesn't. I'll bet you James thinks breakfast burritos have like way too many carbs. Come on, look at him. He's like 63 years old and he's lean as shit. There's no way he's eating fucking breakfast burritos. He's eating omelets. I can almost guarantee it. In fact, I remember there was an omelet bar in catering at every Metallica show that I think I've worked in the recent years. There's also like Metallica's crew catering. The band actually has their own chef now, so I don't know. They did used to eat in catering, but that was a very long time ago. He moved because of BS with Marin property. People just don't mind the business. I think that's part of it, but I don't think that's all of it. I mean, he had a huge property, and I could see Marin being Marin. Hippies shouldn't have that much money. Yeah, Lars is the only one in the Bay Area full time. But I believe everybody has at least some kind of a house here. I don't think James sold everything in Marin. I don't know for sure. This is just my speculation from things I've heard. But I think Kirk still has a place in the North Bay. I think James still has property here, and I think that the band has like a condo or something near HQ where people stay. But I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing. Am I at all concerned that the cancellation of Death Angel dropping out of the Wasp tour and Will's comments are leading to trouble for the band? You hope not. Oh, they are. It's not that I'm concerned about it. It's that I know for a fact that it is. There's just no way that it's not. The thing that's really bumming me out on that is that the Bay Area just like smells blood in the water. Not the Bay Area. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I need to. I got to keep an ear out for that cue to call. It's coming up. The thing that bugs me about that is that like the fucking metal community just smells blood in the water. And they are just chomping at the bit to talk shit about Carrie, to talk shit about Mark, and to talk shit about Death Angel. And I just want to be like, listen, people, you are not helping. And then there's all these other people just speculating and just being like, maybe it's this, and maybe that, and what about this, and do. You know what? This is some journey level drama happening in Death Angel. And in a perfect world, it would all be kept very quiet. I think it's some disappointing circumstances. I think I hope everybody just like kind of drops out and doesn't read the fucking comments. I hope everybody in Death Angel just stops reading comments and fucking just takes a beat. Mark's on tour, so he's not going to say anything. He's going to be busy. He's going to be way too busy to get all up in this or have any opinions or whatever. So I think if everybody just like goes to their respective corners for a bit, takes time to think, assess, consider options, right now, Death Angel's got one big thing on their plate, and that is how they're going to make money for the rest of the year. And I don't think they need all the rest of the fucking metal community talking shit while they're trying to figure that out. It's a tough thing to figure out, right? Because they can either all get day jobs. That would be weird. They can get someone to replace Mark. Well, that's fucking hard to do. They can disband. They can do a lot of different things. But the thing is they really need clear heads to do it. And they need to not be listening to the fucking amateur quarterbacks in the metal community about what they should be doing, including myself. I mean, I haven't texted or called anybody because they do not give a fuck what I think. Like, why would I stick my nose into it? That's the part that's upsetting me. There's blood in the water and everybody's just like, we have to have an opinion because everybody needs to know what I think. Not really. Not if you don't know. And right now everything is just so raw. And honestly, I'm worried. I'm worried for everybody in the band. They have real world problems to worry about way more than what the fucking metal community thinks. I'm sorry, Death Angel. I'm sorry you bought a ticket to the Blackie Lawless show to see Death Angel and now they're not going to be there. I'm really sorry about that, but they don't need your fucking guilt right now. What they need is to, like I said, figure out how they're going to survive for the rest of the year. How was last night, Justine? Oh, it was great. Oh man, Aliens, so good. Let's see. How can I say this without spoilers? I put it in my review. I did like a comment review in the comments on my social posts. I think it's almost time for, yeah. So the director, totally fell in love with him at Comic-Con. He's amazing. And I knew. I just like after watching him at Comic-Con, I knew that it was going to be one of those things where this guy gets it. He is such a fan of the original movies. He's going to be obsessively bringing that spirit into this one, and he did. And it's fantastic. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 1. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 2. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 3. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 4. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 5. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 6. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 7. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 8. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 9. Sorry, dude. So close. Alrighty. Hi, it's Sabone. Who's this?
Hey, this is Julie in Walnut Creek.
Hey, Julie. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Not bad, not bad. Have you won anything from the bone in the last 30 days, Julie?
No, not at all.
What's your last name?
This is Manchester, Julie, reporting for Diddy.
Okay.
Did I win?
Yeah, congratulations, Julie. You are caller 10. I got to get some information from you.
Because I was driving, I got the kids in the car. I just have multiple systems.
That's okay, Julie. I got you. Well, congratulations. You got a pair of tickets to the Good Guys 37th annual. What are they calling it this one? They change the names of them so often. I got to double check what I'm doing. Yes, it's a car show. Yeah, it's the... Yeah, congratulations, Julie. It is the Good Guys 37th West Coast Nationals, and it's August 23rd through 25th at the Alameda County Fairgrounds in Pleasanton. Now, we are going to email these tickets to you, so keep an eye on your spam filter and your email to make sure you accept the tickets when the email arrives.
I will. Thank you so much, Nikki. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Love you back. Congratulations, Julie.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Take care.
All right, thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. First time winner. Okay, so yeah, so it's very retro, super retro. Total first movie vibes, but the one thing that's really missing is those characters from the first movie, you know? You know how like the team shows up and they're all just like great actors in the making and playing these like really sarcastic and hilarious characters. So you care when they die, right? So these characters are like, they ain't bad, but they're just a bunch of millennial, Gen Z, Gen Alpha kids, whatever you call them. They're just a bunch of hot actors in their 20s. So you don't care if they die so much. But I think the director knows that, and there's very little setup before you get right into the like. Well, I take that back. There's a bit of setup, but once you get into the action, it makes up for everything. Once there's xenomorphs involved, from that point on, you're on the edge of your seat. And there's Easter eggs for longtime fans and homages and things that are going to make you go, oh, okay. So I dug it. It's very, I liked it. Everybody in the theater was like digging it. I didn't hear anybody grumbling on the way out. Am I going to Sammy Hagar on Saturday? I am not, John. It turns out we are all as a station going to see System of a Down and the Deftones at Golden Gate Park. Red, it helps to wear cowboy hats when you live in Colorado. I have cowboy hats, but I wear them in Concord because it's hot as shit in Concord. I don't understand the Colorado thing. Does it get that hot there? I've only been there once, and that was when I was working for Jackson Brown, and we played Red Rocks. Total bucket list. I did not see any cowboy hats though, I'll be honest. You met James once during Pre-Justice. He was walking from a motel to a Taco Bell. And you offered him a ride. Okay. It's nice of you. HQ is home base, recording fan club rehearsal. Yeah. They don't need to rehearse as much, because they've been on tour. But when they rehearse, they meet up at HQ to do it. And when they record, they meet up at HQ to do it. But more and more since the pandemic, they've been doing it remotely and meeting up at HQ less, from what I'm told. But the fan club is there full time, as well as the merch or parts of merch. You know what, Amy? I think we would all love it if Kirk could do Fear Festival again, but it was really expensive and it wasn't a super profitable venture. So I just don't think he wants to take that financial risk on. Kirk splits his time between here and Hawaii. Yeah, Carlton. Yeah, I think I mentioned that. Yeah, Red, that blabbermouth culture. It's funny because here I am, hypocrite of all hypocrites, right? I think it was like 2-3 months ago where I was like, I kind of miss the blabbermouth comments. They used to be fun. They were crazy and annoying and stupid, but also like it kept things interesting. It kept us all on our toes. And now I'm like, oh, right. Yeah, they're terrible. Take it all back. My bad. So sorry. Yeah. Blabbermouth comment culture is why we can't have nice things in the metal community. You know what? Will's post didn't help at all. Will knows that. Hey, Lori, how you doing? I don't want to second guess Will. I get it. He's in a panic and he needs work and he doesn't have a whole lot of options in front of him for work without asking for it. We're late in the season here. Everybody is already kind of divvied up. There's a lot of tours scheduled in the fall, but they're already like, it's all sewn up, So, I mean, not that there's any time when this is good to happen, right? It's basically like losing your job. Okay, cool. You lost your job, but now you can't tell anyone you lost your job. I think the part where Will was like, hey, if anybody's looking for a drummer, I'm available. I think that part was totally fine. But the part where I think it got him into trouble was obviously where he in comments said, I think we all know why this happened and it's obvious. And that just fan flames, right? That just gave all the confirmation that everyone needed for the thing they all knew it was, which is Mark prioritizing his commitments to Carrie over his commitments to Death Angel. And, you know, as much as we all want to be like, hey, Death Angel is family, Death Angel is, you know, history, Death Angel should be his first priority. No one in Death Angel has enough money to make a decision like that. You know, I mean, there's shit we all compromise for our jobs. I'm sitting here and I'm doing the damnedest I can to keep everything I do here at Cumulus credible. But bottom line, if Cumulus calls me and they're like, here's a line in the sand that you can't cross or we're going to fucking fire you, then I'm going to have to be like, okay, you win. Right. And that's where it's tough, right? Because if you work at AAA and you get fired from AAA, you don't have a bunch of AAA fans going, oh man, what the fuck? You know, Jared from AAA needs to fucking sit the fuck down, that asshole. Like it's a unique perspective that I think the average person doesn't have enough of an experience with feeling what they're feeling right now. I mean, it can be scary sometimes when people turn on you, even if it's on the internet, even if it's people you don't know. You know, it's sometimes can be really hard to push that out of your head, even though that's your job, you're in a band, you're supposed to. We're all still human beings. We all still have fucking feelings. Oh yeah, Sherry, we you know what, you were right. I had announced that the ticket giveaway was coming up, and when she called, I was like, "Wait, what? This isn't the right time." Thank you. Got that sorted. Hey, Charlie. What's up, dude? Have I seen tours with an is that an asterisk or is that dirt on my screen? Have I seen tours with an asterisk or a pound down at the bottom of tour dates? Death Angel will not perform. I see it a lot. So they miss 4 dates. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that happens anyway. But the thing is, they had to pull out of the whole tour. So that's basically when you're a musician, you're a freelancer, right? So you only make money when somebody buys your shit. And Wasp bought them to go on tour with them for, you know, X amount of shows. So they were going to make X amount of dollars for X amount of shows. And even though there were some shows they already couldn't make because they were doing their Christmas shows, now they can't make all the shows. So they had to get bumped. And I guess people got mad at Blakk Lawless for it for some reason, thinking that they kicked Death Angel off the tour. And it was blabbermouth comments like that kind of pushed the band to make a statement recently that didn't go over very well either, because it was like, respectfully, this was nothing to do with Blackie, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I mean, every time anyone opens their mouth about this, it's just gasoline on the fire, right? Just like the Journey drama, which I am guilty of amplifying. I absolutely know that. Yeah, Sherry, you know, she mentioned that she has like a brain damage issue. So like she had trouble remembering her email address because she was like excited that she won something. And which, as someone who has brain fog, I can totally understand, because there will be things I'm trying to say that I just can't say. And then if you were here the other day when I told the story about how I like had an emergency happen in the middle of the night, but I went to bed stoned and I woke up, and when I called 911, I couldn't remember my address. So I'm sympathetic to her. Yeah, you're right, Justine. She was super happy. Hey, John. For real, Lori, it is hot in Concord. I do have a black cowboy hat with a skull and crossbones, Kevin. How did you know? The funny thing about that, though, is that I have that hat because I got it at Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland one year, like 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Oh, Amy, you can't see all the comments because I am actually broadcasting. I am streaming live on 3 different platforms. So I am right now on Twitch as well as Facebook and YouTube. So that's why I'm trying to read the comments that I'm answering out loud, just so that people on the other platforms know what I'm talking about. Let's see. He had a display of his horror stuff at SFO. Yeah, I did see Kirk's display at SFO. That was cool. I don't know how that came about, but I'm sure somebody, I don't think he got paid for it, but I'm sure someone paid to facilitate it happening, which, gave everybody a write-off. They're miserable. I don't think any of them actually like metal. Oh, the blabbermouth commenters. No, they do like metal. They love it, but also some of them get a little too carried away. It's like identity politics, right? Identity music, identity politics. Like, if who you are is that metal guy, and you're, and it's just like, this is like what Chuck, Billy, and I were talking about in my Chuck interview. Back in the 80s, you had to live in this like thrash box in the Bay Area. And if you didn't, you were a poser. Fuck that guy. And people kind of like lived in fear of stepping outside those lines. And now we are grown-ups. You don't have to love only thrash. You can go see some fucking troll metal and have a good time, and you shouldn't be ridiculed for it. But whatever. Red, I'm not sure what you mean. The other 3 members. I know somebody said the other 2 members, and then he said the other 3 members, but I think that's because there are 3 other members in the band, right? It's like, I think the person, I didn't understand that comment when I saw it in the Death Angel post, or was it the Will post? Whatever it was, I read about it. Well, you know what, Kevin? It's not just that he can't turn down that Kerry King tour money. And you're right, keeping the project a secret didn't help, but that was part of the job, right? As much as we want to hope that everybody realizes Mark joined another band, he also took another job. And when that happens and push comes to shove, you hope it doesn't come to shove, right? You hope that Gary Holt can play with Exodus, but replacing Gary Holt in Exodus is a lot easier than replacing Mark Osegueda in Death Angel. So, and I don't mean that in any slight. I just mean that it was easier to get a guy to play guitar than it is to get a guy who can sing Mark's parts. Singers are harder to replace than guitar players in general. So, it happened a lot with Exodus, and they were able to make it work. I don't think that Death Angel knew that it was going to be happening like this, because when Exodus was doing it, I don't think they had to back out of anything. And Death Angel wasn't prepared when Mark had to pull out of that tour that they had booked with Wasp, and they didn't have a backup. They didn't think this would happen. And nobody thought it would happen, but here we are. The worst has happened, and everybody needs to come up with a solution. And it, like I said, it doesn't help anyone for everybody to be like attacking them the way that they are in the press. And not even in the press, but in the comments. Although the press wasn't nice. Somebody sent me some, what did they send me? Somebody sent me some back-to-back headlines that were like, frustration simmer within Death Angel as drummer seeks other options. Quote, the word betrayal comes to mind. Yeah, that was the one that got him in trouble. And then Death Angel released a statement about tour cancellations after drummer's remarks. Quote, there is absolutely nothing more metal than ending a statement with the word respectfully, is there? So that's some shit talking. And I don't even know where that came from. Somebody just sent me a screenshot. So yeah, the press is out there being mean and the commenters are out there being mean. And part of me is like, well, you know, this is the shit that happens. And part of me is like, I love these people and I don't want to see them hurt. Hi, Chew. Roy, you're a fan of Jake from State Farm? Right? Is it Jake from State Farm? And then is there someone from Jared? I don't know. That Emu, fucking car insurance commercials. So is Mark going to be forced to choose between KK and Kerry King and Death Angel? Jonathan, Mark has already chosen. I mean, I think that's the clear implication of where we are at this point. I haven't seen any statements, but that would be the implication. If Death Angel backed out of the Wasp tour because Mark has a commitment with Kerry King, then Mark has already chosen. Red, because people on Blabbermouth have no reading comprehension. You're not wrong. You read that DA may tour Europe. Other commitments came up. It's possible, but I doubt it. I think based on Will's comments that it was very much probably Mark having a Kerry King conflict with Death Angel. Hey, Will. Thank you. Amy, I see you saying hi to Chris Kensell, but I don't see Chris. Did I miss him? Did I miss Chris tapping in? $420 Floyd. Oh, there it is. Hey, Chris. Oh my God, Charlie. He's got his driver's license. That's amazing. Now he can chauffeur you guys around. Or at the very least, you don't have to chauffeur him anywhere. Which is good. Now that he's got a job, he's got places to go, things to do, work and school. Amy calling out the Kensells for turning up because we were talking about Death Angel. Don't you know, Amy? If you say Death Angel, Death Angel, Death Angel, it conjures a Kensell. That's just how it happens. Hey, Chris. 80s ruled. 80s did rule. You know, there was a lot of cool shit in the 80s. It sounded like he was saying Mark wasn't in the band. Well, Red, Mark may not be in the band at this point. Who knows? We're waiting for them to sort it out. Let's be honest. I mean, here's what we know so far, right? Death Angel has had to back out of the tour with Wasp. Will Carroll has said they're doing it because of exactly why everybody thinks they're doing it. Everybody thinks they're doing it because Mark has a commitment to the Kerry King band that is going to conflict with the Wasp tour. So at this point, Death Angel is either going to have to sorry, boss is texting. Oh my God, dude. Someone was all, can't find good dash guys, and they spelled it all out. They didn't use a dash. They spelled out the word dash. Okay. I got to do this thing. Okay. Tomorrow looks good all. Okay, where were we? Except the few who realized the women were at the hairband shows. Jimmy, you're right. Yeah, and honestly, that is one of my favorite things. Like, I went to, I met Metallica at the Metallica show when they played the Cow Palace with Queensryche, and then we went the next night and saw them at Arco Arena because they invited us. It was a whole thing. And then, like a month later, I was at Bullet Boys at the Stone, and we were like first in the venue. We got there early because we came all the way from Fairfield. So we got there early and we got in early. And so we were like right up front. And then who was next to us? James and Lars were at a table next to us at the Bullet Boys. So, you know, let's not pretend that there weren't a lot of thrash guys at some of those hairband shows. Whether they were looking for chicks or not, I don't know. Easy Turbo. Oh, yeah, Charlie, you should call Death Angel and be like, hey, you know what? If Skid Row can take Lizzie Hale out for a couple of shows, why don't we talk? I mean, can you spare the time, though? Yeah, shoot Tilo call, see what he says. Yeah, Tilo's out of work now, too, right? There's everybody that was going to be working on that tour is like, Kevin, you think he should have had a band meeting with DA because now with the speculations and rumors, it's only making it worse? We don't know that he didn't have a band meeting with Death Angel, but we also, I guess we can speculate that he probably didn't have a band meeting. He probably just called Rob and told him. But the thing is they're on tour right now. So it's not like he doesn't have like fly home for a meeting money, you know? And I think most things Death Angel are decided between Mark and Rob. So Mark probably called Rob and then Rob told everybody else. I'm guessing. It would be scary if you plan things around that tour money. You just hope everything works out for everyone. That's exactly what happened, Red. I mean, it's not that they planned things around that tour money. It's that they planned their livelihoods around that tour money. Sorry, Shasta texting. We got so much going on with tomorrow. That's why I got to tap out here any minute now. Um, yeah, Jimmy, it is messy all around. And it just looks like there was no way around this, right? I mean, who's going to be the guy that goes to Kerry King Band management and is like, hey, Death Angel had plans. So can you not? Right? I mean, Kerry King Band is all part of, they're trying to launch their own project and having a hard time because that's what life is like these days in the metal industry. Everything is like hit or miss. Hey, Brett. Thank you. You miss Andy Gallion? His punk side band, Big Shrimp. I do not remember Big Shrimp. I'll be honest. I remember All Time Highs. I remember Swarm. I remember Organization. I remember a lot of bands, but I do not remember Big Shrimp. Go fig. But Andy was just in Blind Illusion up until like a year ago, like 6 months ago. He's in another band now. And he's also in the Butlers, but I can't remember which one. PJ, you waiting for Category 7 to tour? Category 7 is basically Metal Allegiance, right? They got to wait until everybody's off tour. And they're probably, if you see a Category 7 tour, it's going to be really short because they don't want to, they're all probably going to only have like a few days out. You and me both, Amy. I love Death Angel. I love them personally and professionally. And I really hope that this works out somehow. Carlton. This reminds you of the time that Larry Lalonde quit Blizzard to join Possessed and everybody was butthurt but you? Aw. Yeah, that happens, man. Tempers run high. And that's what I think is happening right now. I think everybody's had their livelihoods threatened, and I think their tempers are flaring, and I think it's going to be a thing. Oh shit! Did Jack die? Do I have to stop, drop, and post? You're talking about Jack Russell, right? Oh, sure enough. Jesus. First Greg Kinn, now Jack Russell. That is brutal. And you know what? He just released his biography. A friend of mine was like the ghostwriter on it. It was Chip Zanoff's wife, Kate. I was in their wedding. They got married on the Monsters of Rock cruise. It was very sweet. Oh, jeez. All right. I should let the station know. I don't know if we don't play them, but Oh boy. I know he was sick, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, here we go. Lewy body dementia. Brutal. Uh, who do I think could make a decent replacement for Mark? Yeah, who are you gonna get that the fans aren't gonna scream at? You know? I haven't even thought about it. I can't. Like it doesn't compute. Honestly, I don't think it's Death Angel without Mark. I don't know how fans would feel about that. Would you buy the ticket? Would you buy a ticket to Death Angel touring without Mark versus a ticket to Exodus without Gary? I mean, I don't know. Amy, what's for dinner? Apple slices. I forgot to pack. Oh, but I do have coffee. But I made a really big omelet on my way before work. So I had this like killer giant like pesto chicken mozzarella omelet. And this is my iced cappuccino. Hey, Jimmy, you appreciate how candid I am about all of this? Yeah, I'm trying to be as honest as possible while being as fair as possible while trying not to talk out of turn. And it's a tough position to be in, you know? You posted something without naming names and people went hog wild. Yeah. Yeah. We both have people in both camps, right? I mean, I said this yesterday. I love everyone involved in this problem. Every single one of them. Well, I don't know the bass player for the Kerry King band, so I'll be honest, I don't care about him. But everybody else is someone who has been near and dear to me for decades, like literal decades. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame Will either. I mean, Will knew better. Will had already been like, as far as I know, Will's already had his hand slapped for talking out of turn on the internet. So he knew better. He knew this was going to stir the pot and he didn't care. But also, I don't see why it should stir the pot, right? Like, he should be able to speak his mind. Death Angel should have a cohesive PR plan in place, and they don't. And so they're playing catch up. And that's so far not helping them. So either Death Angel could have had a more cohesive statement about why they were backing out, or Will could have kept his mouth shut, or they could all just like blast it out there, I mean, no press is bad press, right? Bad press is good press. All press is good press. How does that go? Hey, Keith. Well, of course they'd have to pay you. You'd be the fill-in person. You'd probably make more than the regular members. That was for Charlie. Did I start the Tom Araya to sing in Death Angel rumor? Tom can't handle Mark's parts. And I'll tell him not to his face. It'll be top, though, because he's a lot taller than I am. Hi, it's Simone. Yeah, Red. Oh, you weren't in here when Mark from Blind Illusion tapped into the chat a couple days back. Yeah. The whole band blew up. Is basically like Mark and the whole rest of the band, and then full implosion. So they're all, it's a whole thing. Oh, thanks, Red. It's hard to keep up with all these chats, and I am clearly running a little bit behind, and I do need to tap out because I have a lot of shit to do between now and the Lamont Snelly ball tomorrow. The old ship has good burgers and fries. Eddie, that is not on my diet. But the old ship does have a really good baby kale salad that I add tuna to that is on my diet. And it's fucking delightful. You've probably seen me shoveling it into my face on days past. But what I'm hoping to do is to drink this coffee and this water and eat my apples and finish my work and then go home and cook something nice and then kind of chill. It's not forever, but Steve Escobar would do it. No. Steve can't do Mark's parts. Are you kidding me? I mean, maybe he can and I just don't realize it, but I would be shocked if he could. Speaking of Chasta, is that her voice doing the promo for the station? No, I don't think so. If it's the regular ones that you hear, no, that's not her. That's somebody from our from a production company. God, I know the name of it and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but we have a production house that we send a lot of that, what we call imaging work to. Is there a song that I have to play that I can't stand? Well, between us chickens, I try not to play the songs I can't stand. And it's not that I can't stand them. It's that I feel like they don't belong in my shift. I feel like it's off brand. And those songs would be like Simply Irresistible by Robert Palmer, Life is a Highway by Tom Cochrane, Burning Down the House by the Talking Heads. I don't know. There's like one or two more. And Chasta will put them in the playlist, and she and I have gone back and forth on them. She knows how I feel about them. I know how she feels about them, and we agree to disagree. And if I have an opportunity to drop a song, it's going to be one of those songs. If I don't have an opportunity to drop a song and I need to play them, then I will have to play them. And that's that. Compromise. Adults, grown-ups and shit. It's so weird how it works out. Wait, what do you mean? Red, what are you talking about? Are they done? You liked the last one. Oh, this done. Oh, you mean the live stream? Yeah. Eddie, what do you mean down? Oh, the old ship. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry for only tapping in for an hour today, but there is work to do. And as much as I hate to like blow the illusion, I have to do a lot of recording because I will not be able to make it back into the station between now and Saturday. And I have a recorded shift that I do on Saturday, and I have to record the Metal Zone. And I have to finish today. So, and I also have to create the Metal Zone for next week because I'm going to be out of town next week. Oh, and before I forget, listen to the Bone Metal Zone this Saturday because I'm going to premiere the new Hatriot song before you can hear it on the internet. So there's some happy metal news, huh? Fuck yeah, dude. All right. Cheers, Cherry. Cheers, PJ. Bye, Eddie. Love you, Charlie. See you guys not tomorrow because Lamont and Snelly ball. I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care, Lori. Yeah, Red. Be listening for Hatriot. Brand new Hatriot on the Metal Zone this weekend. How does the East Coast hear the Metal Zone? Same way you can hear the station online at 1077thebone.com, or you can download the app. You can listen on your phone with the Bone app. Yeah, have a fun weekend, guys. I'll be running around like a crazy person. And then I only have a couple days next week because I leave on Wednesday to go interview Carrie King and get to the bottom of all this. Hopefully. I don't know. Now I'm a little nervous. Like with everything bubbling up like this, I'm hoping that they don't cancel my interview and be like, we don't want to talk right now. Hopefully they'll be like, no, we need to talk right now, and I'll be able to get it out, but we'll see. All right. Now I'm really leaving. Cheers, guys.